Hello and welcome to Pro Audio. I'm so excited to begin a wonderful session with you. Today we're going to go through how to set up a project in Studio One. I know many people have got different preferences on which software they think is better than the other, but one thing I can tell you for free is that Studio One is one of the softwares that you really need. Because personally, I've been a Cubase user for so long. I've used a little bit of Logic, and I can tell you Studio One is really good. So today I want to take you through how you can set up a project, and then from there we're going to be doing many other things as we continue. Okay, so I'm going to deal with the most important things. Everything is very important, but I'm going to deal with the most important things that you really need to set up a project and then probably begin working. And then as we continue, we're going to be sharing different things that we can be doing in the very same software, Studio One. Okay, so right here, as you can see, we have new song, new project, new show, and open. So if you want to set up a new project, let's say for example you want to begin something from scratch, you definitely go to new song, not new project. You go to new song. This is now where you're going to set up your project and then begin working. So you click on new song. Once you click on new song, there's a window that's going to appear. Now this window has, let's assume it has two halves, this side and this side. The first tab here is written styles, the second one is written interfaces, user, and then this other small tab, this other small window. Let's first of all deal with styles. What styles basically means is that Studio One has set some templates for you. They have done a few things in their own studios there, and then they've put aside a few templates that they believe you could also use as a starting point in case maybe you are very new and you don't know anything. This is even good for people who are just beginning production. So you can easily choose a template from one of their templates and then see what you can do with the software, just in case you don't know how to set up anything. And then this other bit called interfaces. Now for the interfaces, these are basically sound cards, or they are audio sound cards that they have tried to do some configuration for you, so that just in case you have any of the audio boxes, you can select the audio box that you have, and then it will automatically do the configuration. And then I'll explain to you what that configuration means, maybe in a future video. And then on the user bit, what this one basically means, instead of now using their templates, if you have created your own, this is where it's saved. So it's the templates that you've created from your own project, they usually come here. So you can easily select a template from this list. Yes, from the list. So if you have 100 templates, I don't know, I'm not so sure about the maximum. I don't know whether they have a maximum number of templates that one can put down here, but this is where basically you store the templates. So once you save the template, this is where they will usually come when you're opening up a project. This is why they'll be stored. All right. So personally, I usually don't. As you can see, I only have one template written Fred Mix. It's I was doing a project for some guy, and there were very many songs, so I developed a template so that I can work with the other songs really fast. But personally, I usually don't choose anything. I usually don't choose any template. I like setting up things from scratch. So I choose empty on styles. I choose empty on the interface because I don't use any PreSonus interface. So automatically, if I choose empty on styles, and that basically means I'm also not going to choose anything from this end. So I'm not choosing anything from this window. Everything is empty. All right. And then now on this other half of the window, we have song title, and then we have another small provision down here. So what happens on the song title bit, this is now where you organize your work. Many, I'm sorry to say, but I know many producers, sometimes we tend to forget where we saved our songs. And that's really a bad thing. You try to remember, what is the title of the song again? Once you remember the title, you also don't remember where you stored it. You don't know whether it's in your hard disk, or rather your hard drives, or it's somewhere else. So this one now where you get to organize your songs, and you organize the songs really nicely. So what do? Under this category, this is what I like doing. On the song title bit, as the name suggests, I like putting the name of the song. This is assumed that now we are dealing with music, for example. For example, the song is called Love. Yeah, the song is called Love. And then on this other bit down here, just below it, this is now where this project is going to save the location of the project. This is the title of the song, but down here, this is the location where this file is going to be saved. So every detail pertaining this project is going to go to this particular destination. So what do we do now? Once on the far right, yes, on the far right, we have these 3 buttons down here. So once you click on these 3 buttons, there's a window that's going to appear. Now what this window basically does, it is going to take you somewhere different, where you're going to decide which hard drive you're going to choose to store the project. Now, for example, I have I'm using PC, so if you're a Mac user, it might be different, but this is exactly what you're supposed to see. So I have local disk C, I have local disk D, and I have local disk J. Fortunately, I know what all these disks are, and that is exactly what you should know as well. So I usually store my projects on local disk J. So on this local disk J, I'm not only going to say select folder. I'm going to create a folder so that now I can store this project in a folder that I know its name. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to create another folder like this. Now, what am I going to do with this folder? For example, the name of this musician who is singing about love, the person is called, let's say, Mercy. So we'll write Mercy. So Mercy is the name of the person whose project is love. So I'm assuming now this is my client. So my client is Mercy, and the name of her project is love. So inside the folder of the client, this one now I'm going to put the project. So automatically when I say select folder, so the project or the song title called Love is going to be saved in my drive where I put my projects, but in a folder called Mercy. So that's how we usually save the project. So that now you're organized. So next time you're looking for the project, I look for the name of the client, and now inside that folder, I'll definitely or automatically get the project called. Rather, I'm going to look I'm going to look for Mercy, which is now the folder of the client, and now inside that folder, I'm going to get the project called Love, and then I'm going to click OK. So once I click OK, of course, this is exactly what is going to appear. Automatically, I'm going to get this this particular window. Now, remember we selected empty on all the categories. That is why there is nothing that is appearing on the screen right now apart from a few things. And this basically means whatever you're going to see on this particular window, it is upon you now to create from scratch. Now, I want to take you back a little bit. Why am I taking you back? For example, you have a client who is probably doing more than one song under the same name. Let's say, for example, Mercy is doing, let's say, 3 songs or so, and you want to maybe create another project and still put it under the same folder and have different titles for different songs. So this is what you do when you have such a scenario. You also organize yourself in a good way. So we can create another project still. Control N. All right, remember the procedure. Empty again. So what was the name of the artist again? The artist is Mercy, but now this is another song. This is a different song. So I'm assuming, for example, if I knew that Mercy is doing 3 songs, now I'm assuming that I'm beginning, these are completely different client called Mercy. I'm not assuming the Mercy we had last time. So this Mercy has told me I have 4 songs. I want to do 4 songs, or rather I want to do 3 songs, something of that sort. So in order for me to be organized, I want Mercy's project to be under one folder called Mercy, but the project names or the song titles are going to bear different names. This is what I'm going to do. On the song title bit, I'm going to write the first song was Love. All right. And then I come where we have the 3 dots. I click on them. And we go to J. We look for Mercy again. Now, remember I created the folder already, so I'll just look for Mercy. Double click open. You see, Love is here already. It has the folder created. So, this one is already existing. So we are good with this one. Now, since we have a different song, let's say, for example, this other song is Faith. All right. Now, Faith, we still look for the same folder. Click J, and then look for Mercy again. Now, once I open Mercy, I'm going to create a folder inside, and then give it the name Faith. All right. And then select folder. So I want you to check on this. Then this song called Faith belongs to our client called Mercy, and inside that folder called Mercy, the project Faith is in there. Okay. And then you click OK. We've created that project. We have another song from Mercy, but a different song. It's not Faith, it's not Love this time around. So we create another song. Empty. By default it's selected. Maybe this song is called Jump. I don't know, it doesn't make sense maybe. But Jump. Jump. All right. So we also go to local disk J, look for Mercy again, and create another folder. We call it Jump, and we select folder. And we click on OK. So Jump is right there, saved in Mercy's folder, and inside Mercy's folder we have the project Jump. So once you click OK, let me show you something interesting. Once you try look for this particular project, maybe any other time, maybe you were in a different studio, I'll go to local disk J, look for Mercy, because that's the name of the client, double click and open. Now here we have the 3 songs. They're right here, very safe, right? So inside Mercy, I have one of the songs, Faith, I have Jump, and I have Love. So what does it mean? It means whatever it is that I'm going to do for Mercy's project, I'm definitely going to be saving all her projects in the same folder, and I'm never going to be confused when I'm doing that. So many people usually don't do that. Unfortunately, some people I know, I don't know, but some people I know usually just concentrate on saving the song title. Where that song goes, they usually don't even think about it. And by default, let me show you something. Everybody has got, depending on their computer, the way you've configured things, there's a default that Studio One chooses for you in case you don't decide where to save the project. So there's a default location for every song that you don't save anything about it. So even if you don't write any song title, you're still going to save the song. But the only unfortunate bit is that you won't be able to know where exactly you saved the song and how you saved the song. So what it does, it usually saves the songs by date most of the time. That's what you're seeing here. This is the time I'm producing this video. So it usually saves the songs by date, and then maybe by the name of the by the name of the computer. So you might find a lot of these kind of names under your projects, and if just in case you never knew about this is where these names usually come from. So it will save a lot of similar names, maybe with a few differences here and there, but this is where these names usually come from. So in order for you to be on the safe side, put the song title properly, choose the correct location, and then from there everything else is going to be fine. Good. So there's something I didn't do, and I think I need to do it right now. I'll rather explain a bit. Normal CD qualities we usually record at a standard rate of 44,100, but from what you can see, my sample rate here is 48 kilohertz, which is equivalent to 48,000 hertz. In other words, 1,000 hertz is equivalent to 1 kilohertz. So I personally like using 48 kilohertz, but you can also use 44.1. The sample rate is always higher. There are people who record even up to 96 kilohertz. This is not the highest. It is just according to my configuration of my system here. But we have configurations that are way much above, up to 192 kilohertz. So it depends. It depends with if your computer has that capacity, because the higher you go with these sample rates, you will get more details even in your audio quality. But the only unfortunate bit is that you will also have to use a very powerful computer. The CPU needs to be really, really powerful and strong, so that now it manages there's a certain stability that you won't have if you go above 48 kilohertz. However, it is not a crime to go above, but there's no need, because at the end of the day you will have to convert everything down to 44,100 hertz or 44.1 kilohertz. So if you're able to just record at 44.1 or 48 kilohertz and achieve good results, that's more advisable. But it doesn't mean that you cannot go higher. Maybe in future we are going to have systems that support 88.2 kilohertz or 96.0 kilohertz. But for now, I'm not so sure whether we have any systems that support anything above 44.1 kilohertz, especially for audio quality. Video, yes, we have 48 kilohertz. But audio, just plain audio, we have 44.1 kilohertz. So I think that's it. It might be a little bit hard to understand if you're a beginner, but as we keep going, we're going to be demystifying on some of the mysteries we have in these sample rates. Then 24-bit, this the resolution. We have time base. On this time base, we have several things. You can change to seconds, but these are things I usually do in the project. So maybe in a future video, we are going to see the importance of having it in seconds, samples, bars, and frames. Yeah. And then this is basically the tempo and the time signature and the key of the song. Let me talk about this feature down here a little bit. Stretch audio files to song tempo. Well, now what this basically means, especially if you use loops, maybe let's say for example you've downloaded loops from a particular source, or maybe you've bought loops from anywhere, and you want to use them in your song. So when you check this box, what this basically means is that, for example, if your project is running at 120 BPM, beats per minute, that basically means if your sample, or rather if your loop is maybe programmed at 130, by checking this box, you're telling your sample or your loop to stretch downwards to 120. Or if your beat, if your project is at 130 and your loop has been programmed at 120, you're telling your loop to stretch from 120 to 130, basically. So this is a very important feature, which is going to be really, really useful. We are definitely going to put it into use at some point as we continue. But for now, that is, I think, what you're supposed to know, because many good things are ahead. So I think for this video, the main concern was to make you understand how you should set up your project. Of course, there are many other things that we might put into consideration, but for a start, that is exactly what you need to get a good project running and going. And as we continue, I believe we're going to get deeper into details as we continue to see what we can manage to swallow. All right. Thank you. And remember to subscribe so that whenever we upload new videos, this kind of videos, you're definitely going to be among the first people to get to know what's going on and to view them. And it's going to be one of the best ways you're going to be supporting this channel. So kindly click on that notification button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video to other people who are aspiring to be producers and any other person who wants this kind of information. Share it out to them. Until next time, goodbye.